We are on. Good morning, good evening, depends where you are. I'm Irene Wong. I have been a poem ballroom dancer for 18 years, and I'm also the owner of Everything Ballroom, the shop. Our goal is to help ballroom dancers to have a wonderful journey. If you like what we are doing, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, Everything Ballroom. Today, I'm so excited to have this legend to be our guest. When I say his name, I'm sure everybody, if you have been in the industry for a while, you'll recognize it because my ex-partner told me, "Oh, he's my favorite." So I knew about him, even 18 years ago. And he become the Blackpool champion in 2017, and he's the only Native American dancer to have ever won the British Open Professional Ballroom. Okay, yes. And he also became the US National Professional Standard Champion in 2018, 2019, and he is a judge, adjudicator, a coach, and event organizer. Have you heard about it? And then you know about it. So I can't wait to talk to this guest and we can all learn from his experience. Everybody, give a warm welcome to our guest, Victor Fung. Yay!
Hel-
Welcome.
Hello, everyone. Nice to be here. It's wonderful to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you. And for if people don't know about you, and let's start the conversation light and share a little bit fun fact about you that people don't know about besides what we talk about the legends.
Fun fact. Um, let's see. I think a lot of our viewers probably know me as the professional ballroom dancer. I've been dancing for, well, gosh, I don't even want to say it, that many years. And throughout my career, obviously, I'm worked very hard to achieve what I've been able to achieve, represent the US, represent the best of ballroom dancing, and pass it on to, my students. And now as an event organizer as well, do the very best. So I'm what I've learned in my career is I'm very detail oriented, and I'm very specific, very detail oriented. I'm so detail oriented that one of my favorite things, and one of the things I'm always aware of, is floors. For me, the floors are very important. So I'm always very clean, neat, tidy. And the fun fact, I don't know if it's a fun fact or maybe just a weird fact. Every day I'm always vacuuming my floor at home. Can I say that? uh,
Yes. Oh my God. You can. Oh my God. Everybody love your wife must love you for
uh,
that fun fact.
I'm always very, whenever I see any speck on the floor, I'm always cleaning it up. So my vacuum definitely gets a good working out daily. So yeah, is that a fun fact? Can I say that?
Yes, that's so fun. And then you are, that I think that's why you become successful because you're so focused on detail,
You?
on that. It's personality trait.
Yes, I think so. Yes, definitely.
Great, great, great. I'm gonna share a little bit while we are talking, your videos that you're coaching at the Blackpool, right? So it's gorgeous when I see you dance. But
Thank-
when you and your wife dance, and then this is when you're coaching in Blackpool. But a lot of time, when we first start our dancing journey, and most of I don't choose standard
Yeah.
and there's so many styles, smooth rhythm, how do you choose and what do you recommend people and picking standard and why is better
Well,
for your experience?
I think we're I think for me personally, I think we're very lucky in the industry that we're in, because we have these four, actually more than four, beautiful styles. We have also the theater arts. It's a beautiful style of dance. For me, dance, whatever style you're dancing, it's a way to express yourself. It's a way to enjoy a communication with someone else, or it's a way to enjoy time on the floor, interacting with music and interacting with someone else. So it's a bit like music. Some people like classical music, some people like jazz, some people like hip hop or easy listening or contemporary, but all the music is great. And I think the thing is, as somebody that's starting off as new in the dance industry, I think it's important to actually give everyone a try, all the styles a try. You may, from watching, be maybe more gravitating towards one style. Say, for instance, you enjoy the energy and the excitement of Latin, or you like the, sort of the movement of smooth and the openness and the creativity, or you like the intimacy of two bodies dancing together and staying together for a minute and a half, flying around the room, avoiding other couples, or the excitement, again, the excitement of rhythm. They all have their differences, and they all have something special. So if I was to be asked, which one to choose, I would say give everyone a try. When I was younger, as a child dancer, I actually danced everything. I learned all the dances. Now, of course, for me, I personally gravitated towards the ballroom side. I like ballroom just more. It just felt like it was a part of me. I felt like my personality fit ballroom a little bit more. And so, but I did try everything, because every single style you learn something. You gain some skills that the other styles may or may not have. And so I think doing all the styles, at least giving it a try, is would be my recommendation.
Right. So that is such a good advice. I didn't try much of ballroom. So, but I wanted to try it now when you hear about that. And I also heard a lot that the ballroom is really good foundation. I love smooth, right? We like the wah wah, performance is for me, like what you said, the personality of you to fit well, but it's good to try because everything is give something to you. So that's why I heard that the ballroom really give a great foundation technique, even for smooth. So that's why I think I need to try for sure. The question is that how do you see? You said okay, the personality fit ballroom, and how do you describe ballroom a little bit more? Because I see smooth and Latin is really expressive, and then for ballroom style what do you see? How do you express?
Well, how I see ballroom is, I see ballroom, for me personally, when I dance ballroom, I see it as having a very, very intimate and private conversation with someone else, but not, through words, through the body, and having a constant, continuous, intimate conversation where there's a action and then there's a reaction with my body. There's a very, very hidden body activity that is transmitted from, for instance, from me to my partner, or from my partner to me, and we feel it amongst each other. And I think that adds to the beauty of it. That maybe that subtle hint and that subtle sort of body activity may not be so obvious as, for instance, say, in the smooth or in the Latin, but you see it. You see it in subtle ways. So, for instance, when you see we're a couple in ballroom moving, turning, and then they stop to produce, say, for instance, a throwaway oversway. And then you see a stillness in the man's frame, and then you see only the lady's head go out. That the head from the ladies, or the follower, is actually should be actually done and come from the gentleman or the leader. And I think that activity is showing that little communication and that interaction between the two partners. For me, that is one of the most beautiful things about ballroom, is really having this private, intimate conversation. And it's not really so much about the lights, the camera, and all of the action that's surrounding. Now imagine having 20 of those couples on the floor having this private, intimate conversation, and us as the audience, the judges, the observers, everyone on the outside, we just get to see the beauty of this private conversations that are happening between two bodies or two people. I think that's a very, very beautiful thing. There are many things during my career that has always renewed my, interest, my motivation, my love for ballroom. When I was younger, it was strictly about how beautiful the gentleman was in the tail suit, the ladies in a beautiful flowing gown, moving across the floor and everything. Just the sheer beauty of it. That was what inspired me. Later on, as I learned and as I danced and as my sort of technique improved and as I grew older, really this use of how I use my body, um, interacting with my partner, that really got me. And I think that was such a beautiful thing. And it's really, really so close to the heart. It's really difficult to do in other forms of dancing, and difficult to recreate. So I think that's one of the beauties of, I guess you could say, the ballroom or the standard side, the standard style. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I make so much sense. You articulate this so well because I asked this question many times and I really think you answered the best. To me, is the intimate communication is almost like an introvert and extrovert. Introvert like to have deep, my husband, because me and opposite, right? Deep conversation with just a few people, but intimate, a really close, deep conversation. And the extrovert like to go to party, to wow wow, and those kind of things. So like what you said, the personality of that. But both are very beautiful. But deep conversation really is bring out your soul and bring out your
Yeah.
the deep part of it, small but important. So really, I can just relate when you say that for so it sounds beautiful. Definitely must try, and I need to try it as well. So you have been, like what we said, a Blackpool champion and then legend to be nobody did what you did, right? And you lecture in different places and judge in different places. How would you suggest a pro am, specifically dancers in competition? How should we shy and we all win, but that is showing accomplishments, right? So how you recommend to get to where you can?
Well, I think number one, the most important thing is to have a certain persistence and tenacity to continue learning. We are all, I always describe this to all my students that all dancers, no matter where they are, no matter how many years they've been dancing, we're all on a journey. And you only stop to take snapshot photos of that journey to realize, oh, I was here at this time or at this year, and now I'm here at this point in my journey. But we're all on a journey. I started my journey many years ago as a young dancer. I'm still on that journey. And dancers that start, they just begin their journey. So really, it's the journey and it's the process of the journey that is the most important, I think, in this world that we're in, the dance world. In 2017, that was a point along my journey. It was a wonderful, experience. It was a challenging experience, but it was also a very wonderful experience that I will always remember. But the journey continues. So afterwards, there are different things, along the way. I think you have to have an openness to learning, to meeting new people, to have a certain curiosity, because you never know in what lesson you will take from what coach or what teacher that will suddenly give you some information that will suddenly revolutionize your dancing. I was always, in my mind, open to that. I was never closed in thinking, oh, well, I probably not going to learn anything from this coach or this coach. I was always allowing myself to really be open and accept, process, and really, really be willing to hear things from a different perspective. I think that openness, that curiosity, and that persistence will allow you to continue along your journey. I also know that it's very important that as you go on your journey, sometimes we can get a little bit tired on the journey or a little bit uninspired or a little bit lose motivation. And that comes from, resetting the goals. I think if you reset your goals, reset your, what you want to achieve and accomplish, say, for instance, at the upcoming embassy ball next week or the US Nationals the following week, what goals do you have for that? What do you want to accomplish? And these have to be goals that you're inspired by, that you're motivated by, that really turns you on. Then I think you're always going to be interested. And then along that journey, you may win a competition, you may win a world title, you may win a Blackpool title, you may win something. And it's a snapshot moment on that journey. But I think really the process of the journey, the learning, the experiencing, those are the little victories I think that we all try to enjoy. That makes sense. That was a bit of a long.
Makes so No, it makes so much sense. You feel a couple of things that's really important is that enjoy and the journey as a goal. And then you said along the way you might win something. I really love that. The goal is not related to winning, but something that meaningful for you and motivate for you instead of a lot of time I see so many of my friends and then we're talking and they all trying to win, 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 but there's only one winner, right? If your goal is to win, 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 and then every single time is stressful and it's not as inspiring.
The thing about winning is that the winning is actually completely out of the dancer's control. It's in the hands of somebody else, and it's in the hands of however many judges. Sometimes 11, sometimes 15, sometimes 18 or 19. It's in the hands of the judges, so it's in the hands of somebody else. So really, the only thing that's in the dancer's hands is how they perform. So the winning part, remember when I was younger, I had a great coach. I was really, really blessed that I had a fantastic coach. And it came about the winning. It came about the competition and the stress level. And my coach said, you should be practicing and working so hard in the dance studio that the competition is actually your reward, not the moment when you are actually competing or being tested or feeling like you're being tested. That is the moment where you get to show off what you have accomplished in the dance studio. But the hard work is really in the dance studio. The more hours you spend in the dance studio, the more hours you're practicing, say, your rumba walks or whatever, your pivots or something, or your spins or your spirals or whatever it is that you're working on. The more hours you spend on that, you get to go to the competition and then show off. And actually, that's the reward, not about winning, because winning is only when somebody else has said, you are going to stand at this place, or you're going to stand at this place, or you're going to stand at this place, or this place. And, for me personally, I've had a lot of wins, but more than that, I've had a lot of competitions where I didn't win. Even though I felt like I danced great, the judges decided something else, and that's totally okay. That's part of the competition. So really, the reward is the competition, the journey, the experience. I think that's the reward. Sorry, that was a bit of a long answer as well.
Oh, I love that. I love that. I love the idea that the goal is set for us, not judged by others. That, and then we don't control that. And then setting goal that you don't have control, it's quite not reasonable, which we did most of the time.
Correct. You can really get suddenly focus on, oh, I maybe I was so close to winning, I got second place. And then you look at the marks, and then suddenly, no matter what, you're always disappointed because you see you can have first for 14 judges, and that 15th judge mark you second, and that's the only thing that you'll see. So really, it's completely out of your control. The results are really where the judges have decided, democratically where they want you to stand. With this place is standing next to in this place. But that doesn't mean anything about your performance. It doesn't mean anything about how well you've done. It doesn't mean anything really about how much hard work you put in and how much you've actually achieved. So we have to have a, in a way, I would say, a really healthy approach to competitions, and have the goals not about winning because it's not in our control, but really about sort of things that we want to accomplish. Maybe go faster in your spirals or your spins. Maybe have a more fuller, sensuous rumba, or keeping your shoulder line, keeping your elbows in a certain position consistently throughout the dance. Those are goals that we can set and achieve by ourselves. Make sense?
Make 100% sense. And then we don't do, right? Even though this is the common you think it's a common sense, but we don't do that. So this is such a good advice. Great. So now we're talking about you as a event organizer, right? And I'm so grateful that we are Everything Ballroom will be at your events coming up. And please share with people about it and then, why people going to your event and and then detail about it.
Thank you. Yes, first of all, thank you so much for coming. I'm really, really looking forward to welcoming Everything Ballroom as a vendor at my event. My competition is a one-day event. It's an NDCA event. NDCA has three types of events. They have single-day events, they have competitions, and they have championships. Mine is a single-day event. It is on September 27th, which is a Saturday. in at the San Francisco Airport Marriott waterfront. So it's set in San Francisco.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm trying to show your promotion video. I'm just make it not sound. You keep talking. I'll put it in the behind the screen.
Okay.
Keep going. Sorry.
Motion video was from the first year that we did it, and for me personally, what an experience. I've never been an event organizer. Obviously, I was a competitor. When I retired in 2021, August of 2021, I wanted to branch out and try my hand at event organizing. Oh, there it is. I see it. And so when the opportunity to pick up this one-day event in San Francisco came up, I've been competing in San Francisco for probably all of my entire life, my entire career. So I felt that I wanted to try my hand at organizing competition. So this is a one-day event. It has all the events available. We have, competitions like smooth, rhythm, ballroom, Latin, for pro-am, for amateur, for kids, solo events, solo performances. We have amateur events, ballroom, Latin. We have youth events, Fortney events. This year, I've planned something very, very special. This year, we have as our guest performers Glenn Boyce and Carolee Janes. They are currently the British champions, just turned professional. They've won everything as amateurs and as youth and as juniors and as little kids. I think they're currently number 3 or number 2 in the world, and they're just absolutely a gorgeous couple to watch. So I'm very, very excited to have them perform in the evening. We also have a team match for the very first time, which will have amateur ballroom, amateur Latin, youth ballroom, youth Latin, junior ballroom, junior Latin, and juvenile ballroom, juvenile Latin. That is also in the evening. And we have a lot of couples coming, so it's going to be great. 4 teams, California, Utah, Arizona, and the rest of the world. I have a few couples internationally that are going to come over and perform and dance and compete. So we have a lot of things. Normally, this is actually my 3rd year organizing it. Normally, it's packed. It's packed. It's busy. It's energy all day long. And the evening is a fabulous group of categories that I think just everybody enjoys themselves. So single day event. It's called the Master Dance Grand Ball, September 27th at the San Francisco Airport Marriott waterfront. Was that a lot of detail?
Yes. I will going to post the link
Okay.
on the detail of the description, so you can always find it. And if you must join and then have so much fun and learn from them, I found that just be there, feel it, and then talk to expert like him in person. It make a whole lot of difference, and then we energize ourselves. Whether you compete or not, please stop by and then try on beautiful dresses. Everything Ballroom will be there. And also watch and then feel the energy and experience it. Thank you so much. So this is great for this. And then if you anything add, if not, we open up for people to ask questions in live.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say, Irene, thank you so much for answering my email and agreeing to come to the Master Dance Grand Ball as a vendor with Everything Ballroom. And also, thank you for inviting me onto your YouTube channel. I have to be honest, I normally don't show myself because I'm not really an extrovert. I'm not really out there so much. I'm a little bit shy. But I really want to thank you for giving me this opportunity to be a part of your YouTube channel. And I also wish you and also Everything Ballroom all the success. And, of course, I'm happy to help anyone on their journey in dancing and answer any questions if there are any questions.
I think Ali has a question for sure. So, Ali?
Yes, Victor, actually, on my journey, most of the time I'm in a lower level standard dancer. So I did standard most of the time. So I have a problem. It's like when I'm trying to hold my poise, and then I dance, and after like a 30-second, I shrink. I shrink, and then you don't see me anymore. It's like I cannot hold my shape. So I
Right.
don't know how, because if I hold my shape, I start to get very tight. I cannot stiff, I cannot breathe. And then when I breathe and I dance, I suddenly shrink. So I don't know how to fix that problem.
Okay, I understand completely. And this is Ellie, you're not alone. First of all, you're not alone. This is what we call, postural awareness. I think being aware of the posture. And many times I say, in order to strengthen your posture, you have to do exercises. You have to do exercises that are geared towards strengthening your posture. Very, very important, because the exercises is what actually strengthens the muscles to put, what I always say, the bones, the skeleton, the joints in the right place. So the first thing you have to understand in order to have a consistency is everything has to be natural when it comes to your posture. You have to be able to do things that your body is meant and built to do. If you're leaning back and having such a big curve and a big shape, well, we're not really meant to do that in our posture. Okay, we're meant to have our blocks of weight, what we call blocks of weight, lined up vertically with a gentle curve. Okay, so I always say that you have to first understand where you put the bones. So, for instance, where's the shoulder? Where does the elbow go? Where does the hand go? All of those things. When it's clearer, the muscles that are needed to put the bones in the correct place will naturally engage. If you're trying to, if you see someone, maybe the top dance, and then you think they have this beautiful, it looks like they have this beautiful curve, and you try and do that, well, it's going to engage muscles that are not meant to do that, and it becomes very unnatural. And then you will no longer be able to move and swing naturally. And then, of course, your body will say after 30 seconds, no more. So the first thing you have to first learn is where is the natural position of your posture. And the second thing is exercises to help maintain and support that natural position and posture, or relationship of how we stand. I think those are the two key factors to help. Number one, the beauty of posture and positioning between two bodies, between the leader and the follower, or the man and the lady. And then the second thing is the stamina to actually maintain that for however long the dance is, maybe a minute 15, maybe a minute 30. The stamina comes from exercises. The more you exercise, the more you're going to build the strength. And you want to do it where you start off, say, 15 seconds. Then you add 5 seconds more. Now it becomes 20 seconds. Then add 5 seconds more. Then it's 25 seconds, 5 seconds more, 30 seconds, et cetera, et cetera. Before you realize it, before you know it, you're being able to hold your beautiful posture for a minute and a half. It's going to be easy. Does that make sense?
Yes, it's very interesting. I would love the one day if I have a chance to take lessons from you. That would
Oh,
be great. Thank you so much.
Master Dance Ground.
We'll lose you. Oh,
Are you
okay. I think
are
we
you
just
there?
lost you. Well, now you're back.
Oh,
So, and then when you start, we lost you. So
okay. Can you see me?
you're good
Okay,
now.
great.
So, we didn't hear what you answered to Ellie.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, I said, I said, come to the Master Dance Grand Ball, and I can give you a quick lesson there, and I'll show you how to do it.
That's such a good answer. So one of the things that I feel, if we have time next time, maybe you can or share with us the posture or what kind of exercise, right? So I have the same problem. I always lounge and something like that. Or what do you recommend? Do you have online, exercises or whatever that you will
I
recommend?
have some. What I did was I have this what I call a dance strap, and I use that to help my with my posture when I was competing. I would wear it almost every time that I practice to remind myself of where my posture needs to be. And many of my students are using it right now, which helps their dancing, not just in their posture, but how they actually stand in relationship to each other, both partners. And I have a link on my website that actually shows how it's done. And you can actually purchase it on the website, the strap. I call it the Dance Strap, Master Dance Strap, if I can say that. um, it's at shop.masterdance.com. And then you can see under dance, let's see, on dance items, then you can find it there.
Okay,
So
perfect. You can send it to me and Ellie after. I will post it on our YouTube channel, and then when we push out the video, and then people can link to
oh,
your
sure.
sites and your competitions, and all the information will be in the detail.
Good. Yes. Perfect. Thank you, Irene.
Great, great. Much easier, right? Easier to find. So that is very, very helpful. I don't think there's more questions. Thank you so much. It has been very helpful for me, for sure. And I'm sure it will be helpful for every other people that listening and then competing. And please subscribe to the channel and give us a thumbs up.
Thank,
Thank you.
thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Ellie. It's been a pleasure, and we'll see you soon.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye.